Welcome to Worldwide Entertainment TV, and I am your New York correspondent, Miss Goldi, and that's Miss Goldi2U. I am at the lovely YouTube space, New York, with industry pioneer and one of my longtime friends in the music industry, Mr. T Parris. Say hi to everybody.
How you doing? My name T Parris, aka the Young Marvin Gaye. This rap shit, most original, most creative, most in tune with the times, and I'm sort of like the inspiration.
And now that's how you introduce yourself. You see what I'm saying? You just lifted up my spirit. You just gave me inspiration. And T Parris, I've known you over a good 10 years. And I know you to be a hard grinder in the music industry. And tell us where you're from, first of all.
I was born in Brooklyn, but I'm born in Brooklyn, but raised in Harlem.
Shout
I
out to
represent Harlem, you know, to the death. 212, shout out to MEN, PPG gang, FOF.
He just give shout outs. Shout out to Harlem. I love Harlem. Love my Harlem cats. My daughter live in Harlem. Shout out to Harlem. So, how long have you been in the music industry?
Honestly, I want to say all my life.
Right.
As an artist, writing is something that's just been a part of me. I was in the 3rd grade. I won a Ezra Jack Keys Writing Award.
Mm-hmm.
Being an artist, you know, my claim to fame is writing the lyrics. So that's something that I feel like I was born to do. It's been a part of me all my life.
I love it. We're all born with some sort of gift, and it's just up to us to identify the gifts that we have and to be able to use them. So I met you through you doing music, but you are also sort of an inspiration to me. I watch your social networks, and you always have something positive to say to the community, to the youth. So what are some of the other things that you work on?
I'm an advocate. In the community, what I do is I try to advocate for the young men and women out there that don't have a voice for themselves. A lot of young men and women grow up without their parents or any guidance at home. Myself, I grew up in a dysfunctional household, and so I know what it's like to want to be loved, to want to get attention, you know, to want people to engage with you sometimes. Right. I just try to do the best that I can do as far as filling the void in a young man's life, especially if he don't have a big brother or father that's active.
Right.
Just try to be there for him, give him advice, you know, try to help him find his way through some of the hard troubles that they have growing up in the inner city.
And that's what I find most interesting about you is that quality that you have, because some people just go about their daily life. They don't take their past and bring it into their future in positivity. And that's what you do. The past that you had, you're not taking it into the future. You're using it to turn around lives of other people. And I know that your voice is strong for them because they will listen to someone like you. They listen to someone like me. So tell us some of the people that you have worked with.
Some like music-wise or
yes.
Just in general? Music-wise, oh man, I've been blessed. I've been on tour with Method Man. I got a chance to record with Lord Tariq. I know you got platinum song with Peter Guns. I work with Herb McGruff. I don't know, a lot of other people, man. I've been around a lot of talented artists. I don't really like the name drop, but I just like to say that my community is rich in culture. I come from Sugar Hill, and for those who don't know about Sugar Hill, it's a place in Harlem where a long time ago, I said during the Roaring 20s, during the Renaissance era, that's where the people of color who had money, that's where they resided at. Harry Belafonte grew up in my building, and so this is stuff that I grew up soaking up, you know, learn a lot about my heritage and my culture.
Right.
I just try to bring it to the forefront. So never mind who I met, I just believe that we all are interconnected in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I try not to forget that, my upbringing.
And that's very good. And a lot of us are not grounded anymore in life. And a lot of us forget where we come from, or we don't really know where we come from. So it's hard to know where you're going in life if you're not educated. Most people don't know about the Roaring 20s. Most people don't know that Sugar Hill was a predominantly wealthy black community. A lot of people don't know that, and they don't even take the time to find it out. So we need to keep people like you out here that's willing to educate youth, that's willing to show them how to be a man. And I know that you're a father, and an excellent father at that.
Thank you.
Yes, shout out to the babies.
Yeah, shout out to Muffin. Daddy love you, mama.
Yes, hi Muffin. And you know what, I like to applaud that. I like to applaud fathers, especially African American fathers, because they always depict African American men as men that don't take care of their children, when that might be the only thing that's being put in your face. But they not, showing that there are black parents. There's a lot of single black fathers that I personally know, and I applaud you for that, and
Appreciate that.
and keep up the good work. So, do you have any new projects you're working on?
Right now, I want to say that I've been on a little hiatus from the music, and I just want to be honest with the people. I'm not really inspired by what's going on in the music industry right now. When I write, I draw from personal experiences. I write from my heart. And so when I listen to what's going on right now, I can't really say that I co-sign that music. I'm not really against it, but it's a lot of negative stuff going on, and I feel like a lot of the artists that portray this image, they don't come from that.
No, they don't.
You spend time around them. I watched one of your interviews with somebody, and you mentioned about smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great analogy. I like to ask a lot of young men. I work with kids in the public school. I like to ask a lot of young men, would your favorite artist come and sit down with you and talk about some of the things that they talk about in their music? And if not, then why you go so hard to support that music or support that product?
Right.
To me, I think that people should be able to stand by their product. You remember the movie American Gangster? We said,
Right.
I stand by my product. I think artists should be the same way. I remember watching a video where Tupac was saying, I want you to question your favorite artists and ask them, do they really live by the stuff that they're putting out? And if they don't, then don't support their music.
And most of them don't. I personally know a lot of artists, and they claim to have a thug life and a street life, and they actually just started coming outside when they became rappers. So it's like you never had to grow up hard. I won't name any names because I don't do that. But we need to keep it real more with society, with our kids, with this generation. We need to keep it real with them, because life is so, like I said, smoke and mirrors. These kids don't know what's real, what's fake, who's right, who's wrong.
Let me add on for a second, right? If anybody out there has ever had a job, I want you to think about this. If you want to go for a job, you want to be in a management position, they want to see your resume. If you don't have management experience, you can't be a manager.
Right.
But in this hip hop community, nobody is taking the time to ask these people what corner you stood on.
Right.
Where did you go out and get validated as a killer? But everybody's screaming that they're doing this in their music. I remember when hip hop first started, they wouldn't allow you to get on stage and talk this way if you wasn't really about that. People would take your mic, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to say we should condone violence, but I think that we need to get back to the times where if it ain't right, then they ain't gonna
then it's not gonna fly. And I always bring up the fact that I believe hip hop needs a college, because we got all these new rappers who don't know who started rap. That the guy messed up Biggie lyrics. Come on, my grandma know the Biggie lyrics, and the baby know the Biggie lyrics, but they don't know. They like, who is that? Who's Rakim? But these are the people that got out here, beat the concrete for you to be a rapper, fought against these labels, fought against the industry, fought against the corporations to even put this music into effect, because they was calling it like some boom bap music. And artists had to have lyrics, they had to make sense, and like you said, and it had to be real. And I think in every other music you can study jazz, you can study classical, you can study all kind of other music, but you can't study hip hop. We need a hip hop college, and I feel like before artists could be artists, that they need to know the history of music. Even in school, you take music class, but they ain't teach you hip hop. They don't teach you about the Zulu Nation and the people that really got out there and grinded for this. And then it's like a slap in our faces when I see artists get up there, mumble jumble words. I don't know what you're saying. You're making up stuff that's not in the dictionary. I don't think that's fair to real lyricists. I don't think that's fair to real poets and people that compose real music. So our genre has lost value and lost substance. But what I want to say to you is, I don't think it's fair that you should take time off from music because you don't agree with the music that they're making. Because now that's what everybody's doing. So now we're dying out. And they're becoming bigger because we taking a back seat to some trap music, to some rock trap. I'm not taking a back seat to rock trap.
Y'all know me for being a trendsetter. You know, any artist that's a part of the underground now in some way, shape, or form can attest to this. I gave a lot of y'all inspiration and motivation. And when I say I took a hiatus, I ain't take a break. I just stepped into another area for a little while. You know, I'm doing community activist things. I wrote a short film. And so when I come back and the light is shining on me, we just gonna have a little bit more to talk about, a little bit more to offer. And I hope if you are following, you're getting something positive from it, you know? When I say I wrote a short film, I took some time away from the music to use my pen to do something else, develop another craft, another skill. You
So
know?
tell us about that film.
The film is called Block Life, and it's a film about myself. A lot of people don't know that I went to school. I got 2 college degrees. When I came home from school, you know, I fell back into the streets and started doing some things I'm not too proud of now. During that time, I had a relationship with a young lady, and she kind of was telling me, you want to be a hip-hop artist when you got all this education, you know what I'm saying? You want to run around with your friends and sell drugs and stuff like that when you got a child on the way.
Right.
And I tend to think that a lot of people don't really understand how difficult it is to be somebody who went to school and did what was right, but still came from such a hard, you know, tumultuous upbringing. You know, I came from a dysfunctional family. My mom's and my pops addicted to drugs. And so I used the film to really tell my story and just show how, as an artist, a lot of us don't really get, you know, a fair shake, so to speak. Just because I went to school and did the right thing doesn't necessarily mean that I don't deserve the opportunity to chase my dreams.
Right. And I think everyone should take this opportunity to chase their dreams. You know, a lot of people would say to me, well, Goldi, when you going to give up? Because you're old. So I always ask them, at what age does creativity expire? At what expiration date does music have? So I'll stop when my brain stops. And when my voice don't work, I might still sign you some rap music. But it's no limit on being creative. It's no time frame on. It might be time frames on what you should have been doing at certain times, but you never know when your time is. A lot of accolades and rewards I got after the fact. I got after I got off stage. Like, okay, I'm doing something else now. So I definitely understand, you know, expanding your craft and doing things that are bigger and better and expanding your voice. And that's what I want to see more of us do, expand our voice. And I believe that the film you are creating is going to reflect on other children that are going through that, and, you know, the youth that you're working with. So tell me about the youth that you work with.
We got a program called Be Mad. It's called Black Minds Making a Difference. We started right there in Sugar Hill, myself and my partner Tony Christ. I teach the basketball and he teaches the boxing every Saturday and Sunday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We out there using recreation as a form of engaging the youth. It's just our personal opinion that if you take the time to engage these children, you could change them. You could help show them something positive other than, you know, gangs and street life and things of that nature. A lot of these kids, like I said, grew up without their mother or father there. A lot of kids you talk to when they wake up Saturday, Sunday, they're sitting in front of the TV eating cereal, watching cartoons. Why you can't take the time out to bring your child to the park?
Right.
You don't got to necessarily babysit them, you know, but we here to help them and show them the way. I think a lot of people are not experienced because they haven't been shown something different. If your mom and your pop just sat you in the room and showed you cartoons, that's how you going to raise your kids.
Right.
They're just trying to show you something different, man. You teach these kids how to get out there and fish, how to go horseback riding, mountain climbing, stuff. That's stuff that they haven't been able to do on a day-to-day basis. That's going to expand their mind and show them a different, you know, a different perspective of the world.
And especially growing up in inner cities, these kids don't get exposed to a lot of things, and they grow up, I call it the concrete jungle. You grow up in the concrete jungle, you grow up hard. You grow up with malice in your heart. You grow up with anger. It's only a certain amount of people that make it beyond that hurt, that pain, that poverty, that abuse, those dysfunctional families. And I mean, you know, a lot of us come from dysfunctional families. And it's hard to overcome these things. That's why I have to continuously commend you, because even through the battles, even through the, it's like, you know, when they say you put pressure on the coal, you make a diamond. So in life, we get pressure put on us, but we turn into diamonds in the end. Mm-hmm. So you are one of those diamonds, and I know Harlem loves you, and I know the street, the industry got a lot of respect for you. I always got a good vibe from you. Anybody that knows you, when your name get mentioned, it's nothing but a good response. And that's hard to have in the street after you've been in the street so long that everybody got something positive and good to say about you. So I found out in the past couple of years that you have a twin brother.
Yeah, shout out to my twin brother. My twin brother manages Mook, Murda Mook. I know Murda Mook for being one of the better battle rappers of our generation. Just recently just signed with Busta Rhymes. He got a new
Conglomerate.
single that's about to drop. I mean, in the words of
What
my
is it,
brother,
$100 bill?
Yeah, $100 bill,
It's all over
man.
the place.
Shout out to Mook for that. Shout out to Harlem, man.
Shout out to Harlem.
But, yeah, man, I think being a twin and sharing this experience with my brother is something that's gonna be special, just because that's his creativity. That's something that he got his hand in. And you hear a lot of people talk about support. I don't necessarily got to be in the studio with them while they recording it. I don't necessarily got to be there as they putting it together. But as you mentioned, and you see, I don't got no problem showing love and letting them know we here behind you. I want to see them do just as well as anybody want to see me do. You know?
Right.
I think we need a little bit more of that in the industry.
We need a lot more of that, because that's why they keep talking about the down south rappers and they so mad about this one and that one. It's the fact that they help each other. Down south, they got a new rapper out every week. The East Coast come out with a new rapper maybe once every 4 years, and we better hope that they make it past that first single, and we gotta hope they got another single, and hope they not wearing leotards and dresses and whatnot. But it's like, okay, they support each other.
Yeah,
they invest in each other. They spend money. We're up here, we're not like that. And I can understand that a lot of the rappers that are in the industry are trying to still hold on to their little check. So, of course, I'm not going to bust down my check and pass none to you, because I'm trying to have a check, and these other 4 artists from New York trying to have a check too. So it's a bad thing, but if they were smart, we could generate check after check after check. My goal is to get a distribution deal and a label, only because I want to put out other artists. I want to bring out a new artist every year and more if I could, because the more artists I put out, the more work I put in, the more money we get, the more money you get, the more money they get, and we helping each other. But up here, I'm sorry, they don't really help each other.
I don't think the artists in New York think like that. On Facebook, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, I made this post. I know it probably hit a lot of people in the heart. But I asked a lot of independent artists, you know, y'all speak about support so often. Of all the independent artists that's out there, how many of you have put at least one person that you cool with or close with on one of your projects? And not so much about getting money.
Right.
It's just about the
showing
exposure.
love.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every project that I've put out, I've taken somebody who had no experience, no buzz whatsoever, and put them on there. I don't care about making money. I don't care if they make money off me. At the end of the day, when I'm not making music no more and you go through my catalog, you'll be able to say, I gave opportunity to this person, and this person. A lot of people don't want to do that, but they do a lot of talking about who support me. Support go, you know what I'm saying, full circle, man. You got to give it to get it, and a lot of people not giving it. That's why they don't get it in return.
So, here goes the curveball, right? So, how do you feel about what's going on in our communities with the police killing unarmed black men?
Of course, I'm infuriated by that, but even more so than just talking about being a person of color being gunned down, I'm more upset by the people who are out there and they don't have anything to say at all. You know, a lot of people will bash you and say, what about black on black crime and stuff like that? You got to understand why people out there committing these crimes. We live in communities where we don't have no employment, we don't own no businesses. We got a lot of people who are living on top of people. And as I heard you mention before, a lot of people don't really know how to deal with emotional issues that they're going through. And then when you come out your door, you got somebody that you don't know, they never seen you, they trying to tell you got to be this way or act this way. I go into these white people communities and they don't have nobody doing that there. You go to a white community, they can sit on their porch, drink and smoke.
Police never drive through.
And you come in our community and do that, they want to give you a ticket, they want to see your ID. A lot of our young men and women don't even know your right. They don't got no right to come to you while you standing on the corner in front of your building and ask you for ID. But if you don't know your rights, then you're going to continue to get involved in that situation, and it turns to something else where they start telling you they want to check your pockets and all that.
Right.
You know, so me personally, I just feel like a lot of people need to take the time do some research, understand our rights, our regulations, and don't be afraid to stand up, man. If you're not gonna stand up for something, you're gonna fall for anything. And I think that's why we continue to have these situations going on. They know that we're not trying to stand up and protect ourselves.
And you know, self-education and seeking knowledge is the greatest thing that we can do for ourselves. Like, you know, in the Bible it says, study to show yourself approved. So I can't use your degree. Right. You had to go to school for that degree. I can't use it. I can't say I know. You could teach me some stuff, but I can't be qualified to know what you know. And our people are dying because of the lack of knowledge, because we don't know our rights. We don't know our history, and we don't even care. But I bet you they know all the lyrics to Little Wayne and Little this one and then Little that one. You need to learn how to survive in this world that we was put in. How to not just think, oh, when the police come, I gotta hide, I gotta run. No, we're tax-paying citizens, we're law-abiding citizens. You know, we have birth certificates, social security cards, so we have the same rights as everyone else. But you have to know them, and that's what makes the difference. Not knowing who you are and the environment and community in which you live in. So, would you have any advice for new artists that are trying to make a break in the music industry now?
Yeah, my advice to not just new artists, all artists, learn the business. It's not just about writing rhymes and getting on stage and bragging about what you did. Learn the business, learn about a budget, learn about marketing, learn about promotion. You know what I'm saying? Learn about what it takes to generate an audience. A lot of people don't even have an audience. You know, who are you making music for?
Right.
Once you learn some of these things, it'll help you cut down some of the costs.
Right.
And at the end of the day, always be confident in yourself. Don't look for other people to try to build you up, because if people don't see that you believe in yourself, they're not gonna believe in you Definitely. At the end of the day, man.
Self-validation. I mean, that's what got people like us as far as we got, is because we didn't listen to anyone. We didn't conform to the new style and the new era. We stayed in our own lane, kept our own path, and ran with it. So with that being said, tell everyone where they can follow you, where they can reach you, how they can, support your projects, hear your music, check on the youth. Maybe we could duplicate you and have some more young men go out and mentor some of these kids.
That'd be dope. First and foremost, T Parris, 2 R's in Paris, tparris.com. You can log on to my website, music, videos, blogs, and all that. YouTube, T Parris, Facebook, T Parris. Everything is T Parris, man.
Everything T Parris.
And I just want to leave y'all with a couple words, man. Everybody need love, you know what I'm saying? And the best way to get love is to give love. It don't matter, where you come from, what color you are, your nationality, male or female, man. You give and you get that in return. I just challenge everybody to, look to somebody and tell them you love them, man. Show them you love them, because that's going to make the world change.
Right. Because some people just need to hear something as simple as I love you, or a hug, or a smile. You never know, the smallest gesture could change someone's life, could change someone's mood. And it doesn't cost you anything to do random acts of kindness. And another thing I want to touch on is congratulations on winning the Underground Music Award.
Thank you.
So what did you win the award for?
I got an Underground Music Award for Rap Renegade. Basically just said that throughout the years I did it my way. Y'all already know what that is, man. I'm from Harlem, man. Double up. Toast to the town.
Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to Worldwide Entertainment TV. And shout out to everyone watching. We are live at YouTube Space, New York City. And we are having such an awesome time. Got my homie T Parris up in here. He's doing big things. He's doing great things. And I suggest some of you watch and follow. We need to duplicate good things. If one person can make something good happen, we all can make something good happen. And I will see you. Make sure you tune in every week to Worldwide Entertainment TV.